Today we will see how to find out resultant of 2D non-concurrent force systems. First question, a rigid bar AB is subjected to a system of parallel forces as shown in the figure. Reduce the given system of forces to an equivalent. First, force couple system at point A, second, force moment system at point D, and third, single force. Here is the diagram which is given. AB is a rigid bar which is subjected to 4 vertical forces, 15 kilonewton upward, 40 kilonewton downward, 30 kilonewton upward and 20 kilonewton downward at different points of application. These 4 forces we want to replace by an equivalent system. So, in situation 1, that equivalent system would be force couple system at point A. In second situation, that equivalent force system will be force moment system at point D, and in third situation it will be only a single force which will replace all these 4 forces. So, from this numerical we can understand we want to replace these 2-dimensional non-concurrent forces by single force and couple at point A. That means we want to find out resultant of these 4 forces. We should place it at point A and we should find out moment of all the forces about A and we have to add them algebraically. Second is we have to replace the system by force moment system at point D. Meaning of question number 2 and question number 1, it is one and the same. Hence, whatever resultant we will find out of these 4 forces, we will show to be placed at point B, and thereafter we will find out algebraic sum of moment of all given forces at the point of replacement, that is at point D. In the third question, we want to replace all these forces by only a single force. Hence, where to place this single force, that point we will have to locate. Let us start the solution. We will begin with calculation of resultant force. So, resolving all the forces in x direction, that is horizontal direction. Here we will write summation fx. Sign convention is rightward force positive, which is equal to, here if you observe, all the forces are vertical forces, hence their horizontal components will be 0. Okay. Thereafter, resolving all the forces in y direction. So, summation Fy is equal to, sign convention is upward force will be positive. So, this is going to be equal to positive 15, negative 40, positive 30 and negative 20. So, this comes out to be summation Fi equals to 15 minus 40 plus 30 minus 20. So, it comes out to be minus 15 kilonewton. Okay. Thereafter, we will find out resultant of this force system. Here, only vertical component summation Fi we have obtained, horizontal component summation Fx is 0. What is this? This is nothing but x component of resultant, and summation Fi is nothing but y component of resultant. So, in such situation where horizontal component of resultant is 0 and only vertical component acts, that vertical component itself will be the resultant force. Therefore, R is equal to 15 kilonewton acting downward. Okay. Now, R being vector quantity, we should know its magnitude, its direction and point of application. So, magnitude is computed direction we have obtained. Now we have to apply this resultant force. So for this we have to refer the question. We want to replace the system by an equivalent force couple system at point A. What does this mean? This means the single force should be shown at point A. Which is the single force? Resultant force can only be the single force, which can be said an equivalent force. Hence R should be placed at point A. Okay. So let us show that R is acting at point A in a diagram. Now this is case 1. So in case 1 we want to replace these forces by single force and couple at point A. Hence resultant force is applied at point A, which is a single force. But what will be the moment? The moment will be the algebraic sum of moments produced by these given forces about A, and same moment is entitled as couple at point A. Therefore in this diagram resultant is shown at point A and moment is being calculated about point A. So taking A as moment center, the couple or moment is found out as C equal to algebraic sum of moment of all the forces about A. Clockwise moment is taken positive. Let us start with 15 kilonewton. 15 kilonewton is passing through moment center A, hence perpendicular distance between moment center and line of action will be 0. Therefore 15 multiplied by 0. Second force is 40 kilonewton. 40 multiplied by 1 meter is the perpendicular distance. So 40 multiplied by 1 will be the moment created by this 40 kilonewton about moment center A, and it will rotate the system in clockwise direction. Thereafter we have 30 kilonewton. 30 multiplied by perpendicular distance is 3 meter between A and line of action, and it will create an anti-clockwise moment. After that we have 20 kilonewton, which is placed at 5 meter perpendicular distance from moment center A. It is going to create a clockwise rotation about point A. Accordingly 40 multiplied by 1 positive, 30 multiplied by 3 negative, and 20 multiplied by 5 positive. This equation we have written. From this we will find out the couple at A. Thus C, that is summation of moment of all the forces about A, comes out to be positive 50 kilonewton meter. Positive sign indicates it's a clockwise moment. This can be shown in the diagram. So this is going to be C, 50 kilonewton meter. Okay. So this diagram or this system is said to be equivalent to this given force system. Alright. Now case 2 is replacing this given force system by force moment at point D. In this case D will be our moment center. So let us draw second diagram for this second system. Thus this is a diagram for the second case. AB is the rod and resultant, that is the single force, is shown at point D. But we have to find out whether these four forces will they produce any moment about D. For that we have to find out the algebraic sum of moment of all the forces about point D. Okay, this will help us to understand the effect of these forces at point D. Let us calculate it. Couple or moment at D. So C is equal to summation of moment of all the forces about point D. That means D is moment center and clockwise moment will be taken positive, which is equal to, start with first force 15 kilonewton. It has vertical line of action and D is the moment center. So if we place this scale in this way, this will be its line of action and D is the moment center. How much is the perpendicular distance between these two things? It is 1 plus 2, that is 3 meter. Thereafter, treat AD as the radius, D as center, and observe the direction of arrowhead. It will rotate the system in clockwise direction. Hence, it will be written as 15 multiplied by 3 clockwise. Thereafter, we have 40 kilonewton. Follow the same process. Place the scale. This indicates the line of action of the force. Point D is moment center. Perpendicular distance is 2 meter. Arrowhead is downward. CD will be the radius. D will be the center, and it will rotate the system in anti-clockwise direction. Hence, 40 multiplied by 2, it will be negative. 30 kilonewton has line of action passing through the moment center D. Hence, there is no perpendicular distance between D and line of action. Therefore, the equation would be 30 multiplied by 0. After that, we have 20 kilonewton. This is its vertical line of action, and point D is moment center. Perpendicular distance is 2 meter, and it is going to create a clockwise moment. Hence, it is 20 multiplied by 2 clockwise. Thus, C is equal to summation of moment of all the forces about D is equal to 45 minus 80 plus 40. Hence, C is equal to summation of moment of all the forces about D will be equal to positive 5 kilonewton meter. This is going to be the answer. Okay, and it will be a clockwise moment. So, how will it be shown? It will be shown like this. Clockwise, C equal to 5 kilonewton meter. That means this force system and this third force system, all three are equivalent to each other. Okay. This is a diagram for our third case. We want to replace these four forces by single force. There should not be any moment, right? Hence, which can be the single force? Single force can only be the resultant of these four forces. But the question comes, where to place this resultant force so that effect produced by these four forces and effect produced by resultant force will be the same. Then and then we can say that this force will be equivalent to these four forces. Hence, what we have to do? We have to assume that resultant force is acting at a distance x from end A. Now, as per Vergnon's principle of moment, whatever moment this resultant force is producing about A should be equated to the algebraic sum of moments produced by all the four component forces about A. Then and then we can say when R is applied at this distance x, it will produce same effect as produced by its component forces. So, apply Vergnon's principle. Thus, as per Vergnon's principle, the equation would be moment produced by resultant force about A is equal to summation of moment of all the forces about A, in which clockwise moment is taken positive. If we remember, this algebraic sum of moment of all the forces about A is already calculated in case 1, which was 50 kilonewton meter. Alright, hence here we can write down moment produced by R about A will be 15 multiplied by distance x, and it is going to produce a clockwise moment. Therefore, it will be a positive moment, which will be equated to algebraic sum of moment of given forces about A, which is already known to us, that is positive 50 kilonewton meter. Hence, positive 50 kilonewton meter. Solving this, we will be getting distance x. Get the distance x. It comes out to be 3.33 meter right of point A. That means if resultant is placed at 3.33 meter distance right of point A, whatever effect this force is producing on this rod, same will be the effect produced by these four forces together on this rod. Thus, we can replace these four forces by a single force. That finishes this problem. This is the second numerical. Find the forces P and F so that the four forces shown in the figure produce an upward resultant of 575 Newton acting at 4 meter from the left end of the bar. So this is the bar which is given A, B, C, D. At A we have a support. It is subjected to 175 Newton downward force. At point B, 2 meter away from A, upward force P is acting. Thereafter at point C, force F is shown acting to be downward. And this is 375 Newton which is acting at point D which is upward. For this force system, resultant is 575 Newton which is acting at 4 meter from the left end of the bar. That means from left end A on its right hand side at 4 meter distance, an upward resultant force is acting. So let us show that resultant force in this diagram. Thus, from point A on its right hand side, point E is located at 4 meter distance and resultant 575 Newton upward is shown. We want to find out unknown vertical forces P and F for this condition. From this we can understand that forces are not known to us, but their directions are mentioned. Now these directions may be correct or may not be correct. Hence, we will say that we will continue with the same direction in this numerical for the solution, and at the end we will decide whether these directions which are mentioned in the figure are correct or not. Here the approach would be, we have to equate summation fx, that is algebraic sum of all x components of these forces with the x component of resultant force, and thereafter we have to equate algebraic sum of vertical forces, these given forces, with the vertical component of resultant force. In this case, since all the forces are vertical, their horizontal components will be 0. Okay, hence summation fx will be 0. At the same time, resultant force is vertically upward, hence its x component will also be 0. Therefore, Rx will also be written 0 along with this summation fx. What about summation fy? Forces are acting vertically, so also resultant is also acting vertically. It is going upward. Hence, this Ry is nothing but R, which is equal to positive 575 Newton. So we have to write down this equation first. Let us write down. Thus, resolving all the forces in y direction, summation Fy will be written as 175 Newton acting downward, hence minus 175. Force P is shown to be acting upward, hence positive P. Force F is shown acting downward, hence minus F. And 375 Newton is acting upward, hence positive 375. Okay, and this is going to be equated to Ry or R, that is positive 575. Okay, hence P minus F plus 200 is equal to 575. This will go on right hand side, and final equation which we will get, that will be P minus F is equal to 375. This is equation 1. We will require one more equation to solve these two unknowns, and that equation will be nothing but application of Bernoulli's principle. Moment produced by resultant force R about point A, it should be equal to the algebraic sum of moments produced by the component forces about A. So with this approach, we will be getting another equation in terms of P and F. Let us write that. Thus, moment of resultant about A should be equal to algebraic sum of moments of given forces about A. How much is moment of R about A? This is the vertical line of action, perpendicular distance is 4, and it will create anti-clockwise moment. Hence, 575 multiplied by 4 and negative sign. This is going to be equal to, now 175 Newton has line of action passing through A, hence its moment about A will be 0. Second force is P, perpendicular distance between moment center A and line of action of force P is 2 meter. Therefore, P multiplied by 2, and it will create an anti-clockwise moment about A, hence minus. Thereafter, we have force F, which is acting downward. How much is the distance between line of action of force and this point A? It is 2 plus 3, 5 meter. According to the direction of force, it will create a clockwise moment about A. Hence, F multiplied by 5 clockwise. Thereafter, we have 375 Newton. 375 Newton multiplied by 7. It is going to be an anti-clockwise moment. Just simplify this and get the equation in terms of P and F. The second equation which we have got is minus 2P plus 5F, which is equal to positive 325. Now solving equation 1 and equation 2 simultaneously, we will be getting magnitudes of unknown forces. Let us solve this. Thus, in equation 1, we have P minus F equal to 375. And in equation 2, we have minus 2p plus 5f equal to 325. So multiplying both sides of this equation by 2, it will become twice p minus twice f, which is equal to 375 multiplied by 2, that is 750. Hence, it will be written as 2p minus 2f equal to 750. This will be our equation number 3. Now we will solve equation 3 and equation 2 simultaneously. So adding equation 2 and 3 together, we will get from equations 2 and 3. What we will get? 3 times f, which is equal to 1075. All right, 325 plus 750, it will be 1075. Hence, F is equal to 1075 divided by 3. So final answer for F is 358.33. 358.33 Newton. Here, the sign of this magnitude is positive. That means whatever direction of F is given, which is downward, accordingly we have got this magnitude and direction. Therefore, we will say the force is acting downward and given direction is correct. Thereafter, we will substitute this value of F in any one of the equations and we will get the value of P. Let us calculate that. Thus, from equation 3, twice P minus twice F is 750. So, whatever answer of F we have got, that is positive 358.33, we have substituted it here along with its sign. Alright, after solving this, we will get the value of force P. The value of force P comes out to be 733.33 Newton. Here again, the magnitude of force P is positive. This calculation has been done according to the given direction, which was upward. Hence, the force P is upward. What does this mean? This means given direction is correct. Thus, for force F and force P, whatever the directions those were given in the numerical, those are found to be correct. And these are the answers for their magnitude. This finishes our solution. Example number 3. Three forces are as shown in the figure. Determine the resultant and position where it cuts x-axis. So, this is a diagram given in the numerical. This is origin, this is x-axis, this is y-axis. Now, this pattern is called as a grid pattern, in which we have several boxes which are forming a rectangle. So, in x direction we have 3 boxes and in y direction we have 4 boxes. Size of each box is 1 meter by 1 meter. Hence, width of this rectangle, complete rectangle, will be 3 meters and height of this rectangle will be 4 meters. First force is 150 Newton, that is acting rightward. Second force is 100 Newton, which is acting inclined at this point. And third force is 130 Newton, which is acting downward. These 3 forces together produce a resultant force. Now, the resultant force may act in any direction. So, its line of action may cut y-axis and x-axis. Hence, at what distance from the origin that line of action of resultant force will cut x-axis, that we need to find out along with its magnitude. Here, 150 Newton and 130 Newton, those are vertical and horizontal forces, but this 100 Newton is an inclined force whose angle of inclination is not mentioned. But this dotted line has been shown. This dotted line is nothing but the extension of line of action of 100 Newton force. So, with the help of this line of action and size of this rectangle, we can find out inclination of 100 Newton. So, first we will find out the angle made by 100 Newton with the horizontal, that is this theta. Same angle will be here. So, this is going to be theta. Now, this theta is the angle in this right angle triangle. Fine. This dotted line is considered as hypotenuse of this right angle triangle. Okay. Apply the trigonometry. Tan theta is equal to opposite upon adjacent. Opposite side is 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 meter in height. And base of the right angle triangle is 1, 2, 3. 3 meter. Therefore, tan theta is equal to 4 divided by 3. Hence, theta is equal to 53.13 degree. Okay. Now, we will find out algebraic sum of x component of these forces, that is summation of x, and algebraic sum of y component of these forces. Let us find out. The first step, resolving all the forces in x direction, that is summation fx. Sign convention is rightward force will be taken positive. Let us start with 150 Newton force. It is already acting rightward, hence x component will be positive 150 Newton. Second force we can consider 130 Newton, which is acting vertically downward. Hence its x component will be 0. Therefore there is no need to write 130 Newton here. Third force is 100 Newton, which is acting inclined. This force is acting up to the right. If you observe this arrowhead, you can understand, right? Hence its x component will be rightward and y component will be upward. Since angle theta we have found out with horizontal, its x component will be 100 cos theta and y component will be 100 sin theta. Okay, hence in summation fx its x component will be reflected, which is rightward. So here we will write positive 100 cos 53.13. Solving this, we will get net unbalanced force in x direction. Get the value. It comes out to be positive 210 Newton. That means unbalanced force in x direction is rightward. Similarly, we will find out summation Fy. Resolving all the forces in y direction, summation Fy is written as, see, this is 150 Newton horizontal force, so its y component will be 0. 130 Newton, it is a vertical force which is acting downward, hence it will be minus 130. Thereafter we have this 100 sin theta going upward, hence positive 100 sin 53.13. Solving this, we will get summation Fy, that is the net unbalanced force in y direction. It comes out to be minus 50 Newton. This minus sign indicates the net unbalanced force in y direction will be downward. Now we will find out the resultant force. To find out resultant force, we have to draw this force triangle. Summation Fx was positive 210 and summation Fy was negative 50 Newton. Hence, those two forces have been drawn taken in order and resultant has been drawn taken in opposite order. This angle made by R with horizontal is labeled as alpha. Thus, using Pythagoras theorem, we can find out R, and using tangent formula for alpha, we can find out value of alpha. Let us solve it. Thus, R equal to under root 210 square plus 50 square. We will get R here as 215.87 Newton. Thereafter, tan alpha will be summation Fy upon summation Fx. Summation Fy is written 50 and summation Fx is written 210. From this we will get alpha is equal to 13.4 degree. Thus, from this we can understand resultant of 215.87 Newton is acting down to the right at 13.4 degree inclination with horizontal. Okay, so here this line of action we can impose on this grid. Let us impose that. Thus, the resultant of these three forces may be going in this way. So this is going to be its line of action. So this red line indicates its probable line of action. So if resultant is acting along this line of action, this angle is going to be alpha. So also this will also be alpha. Okay, and this is going to be the direction of resultant force, that is R. It has cut this x-axis at this location. So we will label that distance as x. From the origin, let us say this distance is distance x. Now to get the distance x, we have to apply Varignon's principle. Moment produced by this resultant force about origin, it should be equal to the algebraic sum of moments produced by 150 Newton, 100 Newton and 130 Newton together about point A. So let us apply Varignon's principle. Thus, to determine x-intercept for the line of action of resultant force, we are going to apply Vergnon's principle. Moment of resultant about origin is equal to algebraic sum of moment of all these three forces about origin. Let us first find out moment of r about origin. Now this r has intersected x-axis at this particular location. Therefore, at that location, this r will have its y component downward and x component rightward. Why it is so? Because r is pointing down to the right, hence ry downward and rx rightward. Here, about moment center O, only ry will produce moment. Okay, so we will write down that. It will be ry multiplied by x-intercept, that is distance x. This moment is going to be a clockwise moment, hence it is going to be positive, which is equal to moment produced by these three forces together. So 150 Newton is the first force. Its moment about moment center O we want to find out. The perpendicular distance is 1, 2, 3, 4 meter, and it is going to create a clockwise moment. Hence 150 multiplied by 4 clockwise. Thereafter 100 Newton has two of its components, 100 cos and 100 sin. So whatever moment that this 100 Newton will produce about O, same would be the moments produced by these two components together. If you observe 100 Newton force, it has its line of action passing through moment center O. Hence, it will not produce any moment about O. Okay, because its line of action is passing through moment center O. Hence, the algebraic sum of moments of 100 cos and 100 sin about O will also be 0. Hence, we can conveniently ignore this force. Third force is 130 Newton. It is acting at 2 meter distance from point O. So, it will create a clockwise moment 130 multiplied by 2. How much is Ry? Ry is nothing but summation Fy. Summation Fy is 50 Newton, which is acting downward. So, downward direction we have already shown, right? This downward direction of force will produce a clockwise moment about moment center O. Hence, it will be written positive 50 multiplied by x. That is equal to 150 into 4 is 600, 130 into 2 is 260. Therefore, 50x is equal to 860. Hence, distance x is equal to 860 divided by 50. Solving this, we will get distance x, which is nothing but x-intercept. Thus, x comes out to be 17.2 meters. That means line of action of resultant force will cut this x-axis at 17.2 meter right of point O. This finishes our solution. Thank you.